welcome back to episode. I'm not even going to say what episode it is because I keep getting it wrong. I'm just going to spritz. I'm just laughing actually because what I've done is I just brushed my teeth for this. I brushed my teeth when you're not even. You can only see my crippled hands. I've blinged it up today. One's gone. One down. And also Claire from Beckenham. Before I left, I forgot to say she gave me the most amazing gift of a Tunnocks Hessian bag, shopping bag, a decent one, not just a tote, solid base. Tunnocks tea cakes, caramels, and a poncho, and a bloody Tunnocks poncho. Bethany put it on. It's the best picture ever. I haven't got it printed out, but as soon as I get near a printer here, if I ever go out of this room, I will be printing that out. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning because I didn't get to sleep till 4:30. And considering it's only 4 hours difference here, I seem to be experiencing jet lag. And I think that's because I'm not really moving. But I couldn't sleep till I got all cosy, did all the right things, snuggled down, was listening to the radio. And yeah, 4:30. Oh my God, it's so boring being awake when you're tired. Anyway, so I'm going to yawn a lot. Even saying yawn makes you yawn, doesn't it? Anyway, welcome back. Now, as you see, the Scot from Scotland gave me the idea the other day, and the panicky realisation that actually there aren't many days to complete this jigsaw, and actually 2,000 is still quite a lot of jigsaw. I think when Bethany said to me take 1,000, I thought that 1,000 that'll take me 10 minutes. Bearing in mind I never finished the other one, and I've got itchy back. So I chose 2,000, and I thought this was beautiful. Well, it is beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. But I suddenly sat here, and it only occurred to me, like I said yesterday, that unless I really get a crack on, me recording half an hour every day and only doing the jigsaw in that particular time, I mean, again, foolish. So if you see what I've done here today for Scotland, because he's very clever, I've done most of the outsides. There are a couple of bits missing, a couple of bits of green. Oh, shut up, Joe. A bit of purpley blue and a bit of pink. But it was most pleasing to actually achieve something, and I feel like I've achieved more in this jigsaw than I ever did in the other one. And I'll tell you what though, I am going to get that jigsaw at some point in my life and do it again, even though it divided me and the family between, well, me who loved it and the others who just got on their nerves. But I think it's such a cool one, but I will try it. 5,000. That's when COVID is over and you can all come and help me. Right, okay. Who have I heard from today? Well, I've heard from Eddy Spaghetti, my latest subscriber. She is on a roll with the questions and the emails, which is pleasing. You can message. I'll tell you what's weird. I'll tell you what is weird. Is in the comments bit on my little channel. Sometimes I can't see them, and when I log in on the actual channel, I can't see it, but on my phone I can see the comments. So I don't understand that. So maybe somebody young will explain that to me, why I can't see all the comments. Oh, this is going to be a thrilling one if I yawn throughout my own half hour. Anyway, right. So Eddy says, what did she say? Her email was lovely, but she has. If you listen to yesterday's, she asked for top hotel tips, and my top hotel was don't wee in a sink in your bathroom. So that's what she's taken away from that one. She was most pleased with that. However, she's got to self-isolate. She's been contacted by contact and trace people who said you have to isolate, you've been near somebody. But more controversially than that, and as I am self-isolating and being quarantined, Eddy Spaghetti, I can tell you that actually it's actually nice. And I'd enjoy the time, if you can, by doing something, just watching back-to-back JigJaws, if you haven't watched all of them, quite a lot to get through. So make the best of that. But apparently, when she spoke to the Commodore of Cold Shores and Beaches, he advised against it. She said against what the Commodore said. I'm going to self-isolate. So, I am # shocked, and I think you can end up suing him actually further along the line, and this all goes away. Air conditioning's on. and the birds outside are making quite a noise because they're settling down for the night. The sun has just gone down. It's very beautiful out there, even though I haven't been out in it yet. But the sun is just going down and it's very lovely outside. But the noise in the background is not just aircon, because Claire from Beckenham said it wouldn't interfere with your viewing and listening pleasure of this. Yeah, it's the birds. So the birds are cracking on, chatting away. Also, Eddy said, what is my daily routine in here? Okay, so what's happened is, yesterday, a couple of the girls came to the door because they had to give me like my local phone and stuff and bits and bobs, right? And one of the lovely girls, Shivs, she said that when she had to do this week's quarantine, she went slightly mad and she couldn't keep still. And she did about 7k a day in her room, pacing up and down, because she said she just knew she had to keep going. 7k. So she said she did 1k in the morning, whatever. I was like, oh my God. And I just realised I've probably done about 7 steps. I've gone 1, 2, 3 to that sofa, 4, 5, 6. Oh, to be fair, I've been to the loo a couple of times and I went to brush my teeth. But that hasn't even occurred to me, literally at all, hasn't occurred to me. So, really, if I ever had to do this again, I'd have to re-evaluate what I do in quarantine, because I've got out of bed, so I've woken up, sort of barrel rolled out of bed. Oh, can you hear the call to prayer? No, you can't. Barrel rolled. I had to roll out because my core muscles, as I say, don't exist. And then, what else have I done? Oh, I made a cup of tea and coffee, got back into bed, because when I'm at home, Matt makes me a cup of tea and a coffee and brings it to me in bed. It's my only treat. I'm quite cheap to run. Oh, stop yawning, Joe. Anyway, and then I've got out of bed, and then I've done a bit of work. Well, I've spoken to Sam. I've watched Jem and Svenny work because they had to go to the site today. I've done various bits, and I think I might be released tomorrow, so I've saved my energy. And tonight I'm really going to sleep. I'm going to try and sleep, but I wouldn't say there's a routine. I wouldn't say routine is not the word at all. I've got up, I've eaten a lot, and I've gone to bed. I suppose if you want the routine, that's it. But I can't rate it high enough, Eddy Spaghetti. And with the invention of Deliveroo and stuff, it's pretty, you there can have a similar experience that I'm having. I just ring down there and say, I'd like this, this and this, and they bring it in a little paper bag and leg it, and the same thing can happen for you, presumably. Anyway, we'll see. I hope you don't get any symptoms. It's bloody horrible, really horrible, so I hope you don't get that. Right, how nice is this to look at, even though now I'm just turning pieces over with no real plan, because actually it is quite tricksy, this, and with the light fading and this weird light, I can't really see the colours properly. It's going to be pretty intense, but I will try and do more, and I definitely will try and finish this before I go. Now, something absolutely shocking happened yesterday, and it's more shocking that I've got to tell you. So yesterday I did a Zoom call with Nathan in Australia. You know, the one whose face never ages, Peter Pan. Anyway, if you've listened to all of these, you will know that they moved into an apartment in Sydney. I have to speak in Australian so that they understand, for those viewers that are listening, because apparently, like Slokes, he only understands Australian. Anyway, so they moved into an apartment, a bit like Rear Window, looking at the back. All the apartments look onto each other and the window, and they have had this guy who continuously masturbates all day, has a break every now and again, but basically lies on his bed. And anyway, then the couple next door always had sex. Another couple have moved in who also insist on leaving all of the curtains open, and they also have a lot of voyeurism going on. Anyway, yesterday I was on Zoom, and he went, Gee, quickly, and he took me to the window with his phone, zoomed in, and there he was, this guy. I sitting in Abu Dhabi, looking through, I saw this guy on his bed, doing exactly what I was. He said, yeah, they were quite blasé about it, I say. I'd say they're actually almost bored. They literally are like, yeah, he's there he is, cracking it out. He just lies there for hours. So I wonder if he's actually no, I wonder if he's actually charging or something. Maybe he's on a site, I don't know. Anyway, but that is the joy of technology, isn't it? That I can sit over here, stuck in a room with a tag on, and see in someone's back garden. And that was quite shocking. but and also sort of high-fiving for the effort. I couldn't be bothered. Too old. Good Lord. So that was quite funny. So, but anyway, I saw him, Nathan, that was nice to see him. Just checking my notes there. Right, Dwayne, you sent me that photograph. Commodore, you sent me the photograph of you at Halloween. Now, I think it's clever what you did with the costume, but I really, really, really don't think you should have poked that through the letterbox, painted like that, to scare the children of the area. I think, to be honest with you, I just don't think. Well, I sort of admire the fact you went to so much effort painting, doing all the the makeup and stuff. But I was also worried last night after I saw this photograph. I worried about the letterbox mechanism, because my one at home is very, very snappy. My letterbox is I love you. If you put your hand through. So the fact that you dared to put that through and left it there until all the trick-or-treaters had gone, I think was sort of on many levels brave, many levels probably damaging, and also I just don't know whether the artistry of the painting, I can't fault you, but I just think, and as much as you laughed as you did it, scaring all the kids in the area, all they wanted was a bag of gummy bears or something. I don't think they needed genuine to be that scared. But you're right, you won't have them there next year, will you? They're not going to be knocking next year. So I suppose in one trick or treat, you've managed to put everybody off coming to your house. I'm just going to read the rest of it. I'm going to have to turn. Sorry, my voice is going to go this way a little minute, because the email he sent me today is quite long. So I'm just going to read it out to you. Hang on. I'm taking the plug out, which is bold. So let's see if you're right. Okay. Dearest darling Julia, I have a quick question. Your previous appalling episode. I'm going to read that again. Your previous appalling episode was briefly improved for me. So that's a very heavy sentence. Your previous appalling episode was briefly improved for me. When you mentioned that you were on all fours with your bum in the air with sweat dripping down your bullet hard erect nipples, I think you've put a lot into that. I think you've. Yes, I did say those things, but not quite like that. And it wasn't meant to summon anything alluring. In fact, I know that it tested the gag reflex of most of the people listened. However, you say, could we please have more of this and less of the jigsaw nonsense? Jigsaw nonsense? Look at this. This is quality, and this is what this is all about, as you recall. I mean, Matthew in the Guildhall student production office, he nearly screamed, if you remember, that this was back, because he loves jigsaw so much. Right, what else has he said? Seeing you stuck in your hotel room prompted me to calculate the amount of time that I have spent living in hotels, either at home or abroad. Why did you spend them in at home? Oh, not because you've been chucked out, just because of work. Sorry. Oh, computer's going on. Over the past 15 years, I have spent approximately 4.5 years living in various hotels. Oh my God. That's a lot of mini products you've got. That's a lot of little shampoo. Mind you, you haven't got any hair. Whenever I'm staying at a hotel for a long period of time, I always ensure that I tip my housekeeper every week, as opposed to waiting until the end of my 3-month or so tenure. I do this so that they don't miss out on the tips that they would generally have received over that time, but mainly I do this so that they're not tempted to use my toothbrush to clean my toilet. What is your policy for tipping in hotels? Well, that has brought up something I had never even considered it. That has made me anxious now, because I never even thought about the thought that they might do that. I always remember Routledge, lighting legend, telling me never ever use the mugs in a hotel. He said he reckons that they wash the hotel mugs with the flannels and everything else they clean the room with, and they just go eep, 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 eep. And then so I've always washed my mugs prolifically as a result of that, or take them on with me, but I always forget, so I tend to wash them out. But it didn't occur to me that the cleaner would wash my toilet with the toothbrush. Now obviously I'm going to think about that. Tipping, I tend to do at the end. I like a big bundle of wedge, because I always get very involved with the people that, if I'm in a hotel for a while, I get very involved in their life stories and normally cry. And it always makes me shut up, because whenever I go away it's for a few weeks and I hate leaving the family. But when I speak to these people who've left their families for 8 years and left their kids with their parents or left their kids with their husband, I just think, shut up, Jude, because we don't know, we're bored. So I normally get very involved, stay in touch, you know, that sort of thing. But I like to give them a big wedge, because I think if I was given a few quid a week, I'd spend it on nonsense. Whereas if I had a nice lot of money, I would, I don't know. I don't know. No, I do at the end, but then I didn't think I didn't think of the consequences as evilly as that. So the landlady of, but thank you for your email, and keep them coming. Scotland. I'm imagining that the rain is pretty horrendous again where you are, and maybe you're just watching old episodes of River City to keep going. My friend Sally's in River City. It's a soap up there, but I don't know whether it's any good. I just don't feel it is, but I don't base that on having seen it. I'm just going to move my clarins around there. Are you finding this most delightful, even if I'm not actually managing to put the pieces into the puzzle? The edges I'm thrilled with, but I am aware that what I'm doing by doing this is sort of pretending that I'm doing the jigsaw, whilst absolutely not. So I'm gonna, that's what we're doing, and I'm going to see if I can achieve any. I just don't think I can today. I don't think I can. I'm also the wrong side of the light. Today, the landlady of Brighton and Hove actually, they went to site and he just sent me a message saying, what ice cream do I want, because he's found an ice cream outlet. And they've got Magnum Bounties, which my husband would love. A crunchy one. Oh, he's found so many, but I had a big burger for lunch, and there were 2 burgers. I thought, oh God, why have they put 2 burgers in? Ate it all. And now I feel, A, disappointed in myself, and B, that I can't eat a single thing. And if I have an ice cream, I mean, literally when I come out of here, I'm gonna look like a beached anything. People are gonna come out. I mean, it's also really funny because when I said to someone the other day, I'm not aging very well, they didn't say, oh, don't be silly, Ju, don't be silly, you look. No, not one person has actually gone against what I said. I think they're all agreeing that I'm not one of those people that ages very well. What can I do? I'm not going to inject my face, I find it too scary. Also, I worked with a woman who did inject her face a lot, her forehead, and at one meeting when she's not had the injections, she had about, I didn't really understand what happened, her whole face had, her forehead had gone, and that completely freaked me out. And so I've grown a fringe. I've got very, very prolific fringe. Works for me. I can't remember how that came. I'm going to see how long I've done. Hang on. You'll see my shadow. You'll see my shadow. No. How long have I done? Oh, good. It's okay. It's the election tonight in the Americas, so if you're not watching this in the normal time, that's where I am. But I don't know actually what day it is. All I know is that I cannot look. I don't understand Trump. I mean, maybe all big Trump supporters, I don't know. But I just can't even abide looking at his face and the colour of him. He's just so orange I don't understand. If that was my friend going out, if my friend came round, right, and the ring of orange was so badly blended in, and I'm not a makeup person, I've only ever done lip balm and mascara once in my life. Oh, I've got a lipstick. I've got one lipstick, same colour every time. I'd have to say, look, come over here. Come over here. We need to rub that orange in. It's not working. But no one seems to tell him that the whole of the orange of his face is not blended in. In fact, it's a bit like, well, no, even that's better blended in. I wonder if anybody from Cloudberry's This Jigsaw's watched this, or they've just seen a bit of it and gone, don't ever need to see that again. See, for this piece up here, the colours. I found an edge piece with you. That's a live edge piece. Oh, that's very rewarding. Oh, I'm glad you were there for that. But these colours, I'm going to need. I sort of need the proper light, don't I? Because I thought this would be nice and pleasing to do, but I think this is cocking difficult. This one. I don't think I've really, again, as you might see, I haven't necessarily thought this through. Actually, I'm still quite worrying about the Commodore posting his Halloween treat for children. Well, not for children, for anybody that came past with a little magic pumpkin. Haven't heard from Tiger King, so I wonder whether Tiger King is just so busy being in a film and being in a trailer that he's got new friends now, or he hasn't heard that this is back on, or he's just, you know, he has heard it and he doesn't find any need to be in touch. I might prod that. I did hear from Shale in Lewis, the Shale of Lewis. And he's decided, because of the next lockdown, he's only going to wear his cardigan. That cardigan with the leather buttons with a cross it. They've got leather buttons and a cross. He's only going to wear that and a pair of pants, which is nice for his partner Pat, isn't it? I suppose your body hair is prolific, so I suppose that the hair down the front and the hair down the back can keep you cosy. Not many people have that, do they? To keep them warm. I hope you didn't see my head then. I'm also laughing because the way I edited yesterday's music at the end, I'm not sure whether it just finished really abruptly, because I'm just suddenly aware that as I was doing it in quite a rush yesterday, you know, what with being so busy in this room and everything, that I think the end music might have just stopped, don't know, or gone on for about a minute and a half, I don't know. Sometimes I do genuinely need advice or someone else to do that bit for me. Maybe when this goes like really mega, then I'll be waiting, I know that. I have been on YouTube, I saw there were these two boys who in America who listen to tracks and they film their reactions. So they listened to Jolene for the first time, and they listened to Phil Collins, Can You Hear It in the Air Tonight? That's right. Oh my God, I really love it. All these boys are doing is sitting in two sort of gaming chairs in their bedroom or somewhere in their house, and they're listening to this music and they're just going, oh yeah, oh my God, I absolutely am slightly addicted to them. They're so sweet. I mean, I think they're teenagers or in the, I don't know, early 20s, no, teenagers. But their faces I can't stop watching. I can't even tell you what their names are, but I did realise that I couldn't stop watching them. It was I remember the film I watched on the plane, and actually I loved it. It was called Greed, and it's Steve Coogan, who mildly annoys me, but he was brilliant in this. Have you seen Greed? It's based on Philip Greer. Please watch that. Now, Eddie, what did you tell me to watch? Eddie Spaghetti. Oh, you told me to watch Love on the Spectrum. You said it's the best thing you've watched all year, so I'm going to watch that on your recommendation. I'd like to watch that. Love on the Spectrum. Sounds good. Sounds pleasing, uplifting. I like that. But it's uplifting like this, isn't it? I need to show you the inflate. Actually, I'll do that tomorrow. I will inflate the inflatable. I don't know what this inflatable's for, but it came with this. I also saw on this, actually, where is it? On this, when I was doing a bit of the jigsaw earlier, it says, it says, please iron on a low temperature on reverse side before use. Well, I haven't done that, which explains why it's really bumpy. I was thinking, this is bumpy, and then just by total accident I saw that, so I haven't done that. Matt, my husband, would have read the instructions and he would have ironed it neatly, as would Fred. Me and Bethany would not have read the instructions, as I haven't, which is now it's bumpy. I've also got this inflatable thing. I've got to, when I take it home, I don't know what for, but I'll blow it up tomorrow live, and then I unroll it with the jigsaw. But I don't know whether this is even sticking, right? We've got all fun and larks to go taking this home, unless I finish it and then I can put it neatly back in the box. Let's see what that happens. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to love you and leave you. Please write in any questions. You can message me on my comments thing, and hopefully I'll manage to see them. Or if you get my email, and if not, I was laughing last night that I've actually bought a domain name, JigJaw. I can't remember what it is, but so you can get in touch with me, which I think for 87 subscribers is quite an outlay. Don't you agree? Anyway, be in touch. I love it when you write. And if you don't write, I'll just make stuff up anyway, so probably get in before I do about you. Lots and lots of love to you. I'm going to go back onto both of my knees. That was easy. To wave you farewell, and I love you. I leave you. I'm going to put gradient back, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.